getting right down to business, the question is, very simply, does Sevagoth have any special relationship with the Hellman system, having a shadow that has a whole new suite of abilities? And the answer is no. Hold up, just to be clear, Sevagoth is a great Warframe. We're talking about racing in a capture mission in Warframe. Sevagoth is very, very, very bad at that, but I made an entire video about how great Sevagoth is for a bunch of other stuff. You should go check that out if that's what you're looking for. But just to be clear, this is about racing. This is about a silly minigame racing thing that I made up and lots of people seem to enjoy. So you can have invested mobility simply only on what I call caster form Sevagoth. The shadow can't infuse an ability at all. Although, you might be thinking, but the shadow has a dash ability. So let's take a look at that. Yep, let me just charge up the shadow real quick, and we'll just charge that up. No problem at all. We'll just charge it up in the middle of a race and, wait a minute, what are you doing? Yeah, that's the whole point. You can't charge up the shadow in the middle of a race anyway, so it doesn't matter what this ability does. Sevagoth is not very good for racing in Warframe. I think a behold, Sevagoth DriftFrame video announcement is in order, even though there's really nothing exciting to say about Sevagoth in DriftFrame. I do think that this is a good example of how the Hellman system can be bad for DriftFrame, and it makes it a little reductive what there is to say about the frame. This is a racing format where you race in a capture mission, and so if the Warframe has anything they need to charge up, that's pretty much just not going to work in DriftFrame. And then the question becomes very simply, what relationship does this Warframe have to infested mobility? And then once you got that down, that's pretty much it, you know? So what is Sevagoth's relationship to... Oh, what is... Enhance. What the hell? Maybe the Shadow has a better base sprint speed? That's not the Ignis Wraith with Amalgam Serration, is it? Yep, no, that's it. I mean, 1.1 is something. I just not... again, you won't be in the Shadow form, you'll be in Sevagoth form, making Sevagoth the actual slowest Warframe in the entire cast, tied with a few others that have primes that are faster. The only Warframe worse off is Lavos, who can't keep infested mobility up 100% of the time, since Lavos's cooldown infused abilities start going on cooldown after the duration ends. At least Sevagoth can keep this up all the time, but every other Warframe in the entire game except for Lavos can do that, and Sevagoth is slower than every single one of those Warframes. I talk about this in a lot of these videos, but I do think it's worth noting that that doesn't mean Sevagoth is absolutely unusable for racing, because no Warframe really is. The speed of all the frames in the game is rather close because infested mobility is so powerful. There are a few Warframes that can go faster, but not a lot of players that can control Warframes moving faster than that. And so if you take your Sevagoth and you add infested mobility and you slap on some strength mods and some sprint speed mods and a little bit of friction reduction, if you know what I'm saying, folks. Let's keep it classy here, but if you know what I'm saying, you can go pretty fast, okay? You can get the job done, if you know what I'm saying. But alas, there is really nothing more, really nothing at all to say about Sevagoth as a racing Warframe. Even if you could somehow get in the Shadow form, the dash just isn't that fast. Now, in every DriftFrame video, I schedule a DriftFrame racing live stream where you can race with me, and that's going to be happening very soon after this video goes up. So check in the description, and there'll be an exact time, I'll put it in the comments as well, where you can come to the stream and race, and I will maybe force myself to use Sevagoth. Why not? Again, check the description or the comments for when that's going to be. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your interest in DriftFrame. I am looking forward to updating the tier list sometime, maybe in around a half a year. Happy hunting out there, folks.